You don't like, okay, you don't mind it.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. The name is Wenam. If you're new here, hi. On this channel I make content on health, faith, personal development and lifestyle. If these are things you are interested in, absolutely subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification so that you can get notified anytime I post. Today's video is a lifestyle one where I meal prep and cook for my friend Mary Magdalene on Christmas Day last year. And I'm going to share a bit of story as I take you through exactly what I'm prepping, cooking for her, and what I've learned from our friendship as well. And so let's get right into the video. So on a little background story, I met Mary Magdalene at work. We became buddies, we became gym buddies as well. And Mary is one of the kindest people I have met in my life. God has blessed me with really kind people. And Mary's own is more about kindness and care. Like Mary puts her life on the line for anyone. And one of the things she did for me continuously for over a year was to cook for me every day. And when I say cook, I'm not talking about rice and shito and boiled egg, like proper meal. She does meals that I only hear about or know about from restaurants. Like she goes all out to really cook sumptuous meals for me every single day. And for somebody who loves cooking and enjoy it, I do know how stressful it can be, and it's something that I did not take for granted at all. And it got to a point I was feeling bad that she always had to cook for me. And so one day I decided I was going to make her noodles as well. And guys, long story short, I was late for work. I left the kitchen in a hot mess. I was just so tired, stressed out the rest of the day, but Mary Magdalene did it so effortlessly for not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3 months, for over a year. And so for Christmas, I decided to host her and cook for her. And even though for those festive seasons, I cook for the family, and those are the only times I pretty much cook because my mom allows me that liberty to focus on my career, which I'm so thankful for. So I decided to cook for Mary Magdalene Mini and the family as well. Also because Easter, I wasn't available to cook because I was in my master's program and it was hot. So for Christmas, I decided I was going to cook for Mary, for the family, and host her. And I put in my all. As you can see, this was at dawn, like midnight, past 12 midnight. I started meal prepping so that I wouldn't be late because she's Catholic. She would go to church. Mass would close about 10ish. I wanted the meals to be ready when she got there and not have to wait. So I woke up, I slept a bit early and woke up around 11:30 and started meal prepping. So I went home in the onions, and you know how onions, that's why I had to go out to chop them, and I was tearing a lot. So yeah, I had to step out into the open to help me, and finally that was done. So I took the turkey out and blended the onions as well, and cleaned the turkey thoroughly to continue the rest of the preparation. And like I said, one of the things I wanted to do was to get most of the work done so that in the morning it will be quite easy. So the meals I decided to cook for her were going to be two main meals: fried rice, jollof rice, and then grilled turkey, and then with cucumber salad on the side. So that was basically, and if you know anything about jollof rice, you know that the stew takes chunk of the way. I mean, once the stew is ready, you're about 70-80% through. So I decided to do the stew. I decided to season the turkey as well so that the seasoning can go inside very well. So season the turkey and put it in the fridge so that it can be very juicy by morning to be grilled. and get the spices and other things ready, rice ready for the morning. So yeah, that was me pretty much doing it and blending. To blend, because everyone was asleep, I had to close all the doors of the Louver Blaze so that I wouldn't disturb anyone. And thankfully, no one. I mean, when my mom woke up in the morning, she was like, what's happening here? I was like, yeah, I was up meal prepping. It was such a pleasant surprise. So yes, and I'm so thankful. I don't know if I was saying this earlier, but Mary Magdalene didn't want me to do this because for some reason she thinks she's a better cook than everyone. But I don't know. She didn't want me to do this, or she was like, it doesn't really like she prefers to cook. But I wanted to do this for her because there's this thing that happens when you come in contact with really kind, thoughtful people. What people do is that they just take advantage of those people and try to take and continually take. When you do that, you miss out on your blessing. And that was why I was even pressured to do that noodle for her that ended up being a disaster. Is that what I want us to understand is that love comes with accountability. And so if you love somebody, you should be accountable for the person. You shouldn't be comfortable just receiving from the person. Continually ask yourself, what am I going to give the person in return? Because it's you need to reciprocate. And people just get comfortable. So does it mean that all these things you are doing for me, you are calculating? Like, really? If you do that, you're a selfish, greedy person. So I always tell people, love goes with accountability. Love is an action word. And that is one of the beautiful things about my friendship with Mary Magdalene is that we are continually finding ways to outdo each other in a nice, beautiful, competitive way. And so you not have one of us doing all the giving all the time. You see, when that happens, it's just beautiful. You will not feel stressed or worn out or tired because you know that, let me do this. I'm doing out of my heart, but like, when the time comes, this person will also stand in for me. And it's one of the most beautiful things. And like I said in other videos, like we pray for such kind and thoughtful people in our lives because they are quite rare in a world that says to only have self-love, in a world that says to I'm not against self-love, by the way, in a world that is constantly asking you to put yourself first and forget about every other person and all of that, which is true because you can't pour from an empty cup. It is also important to know that the actual blessing isn't given because the Bible says it is more blessed to give than to receive. So let's not be comfortable at the place of just taking, and it's just like taking, and then when the person gets tired, you go like, so you're counting everything we are doing for you. No, let's not do that. Let's learn to reciprocate. Let's learn to find ways to meet people halfway. I don't know if I'm making sense. I know I'm making sense. Let's learn to have a way to meet people halfway so that it looks like a combined effort and it's not like, the person is just being stressed and all of that, right? Okay, so that's me quickly doing the stew and waiting for it to get all fried. I already put the turkey in the refrigerator, so yeah. Alright, so for my jollof stew, what I do is to first fry the onions, and onions are my most powerful main ingredient for any meal. If you want your meal to taste really sweet without all that artificial seasoning. Use a lot of onions. My mom literally hides onions from me because I am a huge onion. I mean, I hate chopping it, but I would rather cry and have a tasty meal than not have it. So I fry the onions first, and then I go in with the canned tomatoes, and then with some bakushito, and then when we fry all of that nicely until the water fully evaporates from the stew. And when the vapor or the water is out, I'm going with some of all-purpose seasoning. That's how I would call it, because it has all the seasonings blended together, set aside. That was the same thing I used in seasoning the turkey. So yeah, a bit of that goes into the stew as well. And then I go in finally with some curry powder. It will help add color to the jollof rice, and also give the stew some nice flavor. I stir all of that together, and our stew is almost ready. Yeah, so my mom would kill me if I leave the oven messy. So standard operating protocol after any food meal, you have to clean the oven, wipe it immediately. And then yeah, just like that, I was done for midnight, and that's the stew looking dry. And I was done by 2:26 a.m. So I went took a quick shower, slept, and then I was up the following day before 7 a.m. because, like I said, food needed to be ready by 10. And even though I done a lot, the vegetables needed some chopping, so I went with my curry rice, and that was done. Also, I cooked first, and then the turkey was in the oven, and then my jollof was on the way to perfection. I was so happy doing this. I was so happy. I love cooking, and yeah. So the jollof was giving all that it was supposed to give and more. Jollof that went to Harvard University. So yeah, I loved it. I love my jollof 1-1, and for some reason I feel that I'm the best jollof chef in the house. Like, I don't like my mom's jollof. I always tell her like she's a great cook, but no, I think I cook the best jollof, and I'm not even bragging. So that's my jollof, and the turkey was almost through as well. It was so juicy now, and the gizzard to do the fried rice with the curry rice. And after that, I did my salad with the dressing and all, and the salad, cucumber salad, was ready as well. I served it nicely. I bought new dishes for Mary Magdalene and she was so happy. Thank you so much for enjoying today's video. I hope you liked it, and let's just say that the meal I prepared, Mary Magdalene did not even eat up to the impo. She didn't eat up to half of the meal. She said it was too much, and I was so upset. And I now understood why my mom would always get upset when we get home and we said we're not feeling hungry, because after slaving over the oven, you just want somebody to eat and enjoy. Yeah, but it was a great time. Thank you so much, and please remember that love goes with accountability. Until the next time, see you. Bye.